Daniel Jones reportedly wants $45 million a year. Well, we know that's not going to happen. That is definitely, without a question, a joke. And I'm not bagging on Daniel Jones, but looking at his career stats, 64% completion, 11,000 yards, 60 touchdowns, 34 interceptions, 85.5% passer rating over 4 years. His best year may have been his rookie year, 62% completion, 3,027 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 picks, if you want to go by the numbers. But I think we saw the athleticism that Brian Daboll brought out of him this year. Interceptions were the lowest ever, so you're probably going to look at that as his best year. 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 82, 92. I think that's 92.5% passer rating, 3,200 yards, 67.2% completion. Again, I'm not going to sit here and rag on Daniel Jones. Brian Daboll did something great for him coming over from the Buffalo Bills, being that rookie head coach, winning that offense or that coach of the year award, and just bringing that athleticism out of Daniel Jones, because just like the fan that was on the draft screen when they picked Daniel Jones and we were all just like, WTF, what's really happening here? He played like that up until he got under Brian Daboll. So that was what we were expecting. There was a reason they didn't pick up the 5th-year option like they were, and now they're going to have to come forward and pay him. So it was kind of double-edged, but he hadn't showed you anything in those 3 years to where you wanted to pick up that 5th-year option. So, of course, this is definitely a joke. He was nothing before Brian Daboll showed up, like I mentioned. And more than likely, this is going to be a case where he gets franchise tagged, I think, for about that $34 million roughly, which I've been seeing that in reports. I thought the franchise tag was the top 5 salaries of the league, which I know it is that rather, but I believe there might be some more pieces to the equation to truly determine what they get paid when they're on the franchise tag. And let's just call it what it is. I mean, Daniel Jones, he showed us that he had a clunky arm. He's not the best at reading defenses, again, up until Brian Daboll showed up. He showed us some athleticism overall, but really took it to another level once Daboll got there. And, he just looked average at most times and sometimes awful, as much as I don't like to speak like that about a player. His play, was not good. So Daniel Jones winning $45 million, that is crazy. And when you look at the quarterbacks that have made $45 million or that are making about $45 million in the league right now, Kyler Murray making 46, Deshaun Watson making 46, Patrick Mahomes making 45, Josh Allen making 43. Even to take the bar lower, Matt Stafford and Dak Prescott are both making 40. Kirk Cousins is making 35. Jared Goff is making 33. I'm going to take every quarterback I just named. Of course, I didn't go Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, but everyone I just named on through there, I would take all those guys over Daniel Jones. Like I said earlier in the show, I really wouldn't pay Daniel Jones more than about 20 to 25 million a year, but I know the market is going to call, or I said tops 30 million a year. I know the market is going to call for Daniel Jones to make at least 30 a year just because of how Daboll brought it out of him, how much promise is there. It's a lot of potential that I feel like they're going to be paying on, which is fine. It's a lot harder to get a quarterback than it is any other position in this league. So pay him if you feel like he's got it. But yeah, the $45 million a year is just, it's not going to fly. It's clearly not going to be a thing that happens, with Daniel Jones. If he does end up for some reason getting around 40, that would be crazy to me. I guess if they offloaded Saquon, if they wanted to adhere to him, if they feel like he really is him and he's that quarterback for them, then they would pay him. But I really don't see them paying him like that at all. Want to check back in on the chat before I get out of here. Daniel Jones has one good year and thinks he's Mahomes. Yeah, for real. And again, major credit to Brian Daboll. Love what Brian Daboll's done. Big credit to him. It's really awesome to know that, as a rookie coach, and maybe it wasn't in the greatest division, whatever the case may be, but he brought that out of Daniel Jones, and you cannot deny that. That was something huge